Hi, this is the Bratz Boys Club, and I am Jesse. And today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. This one, once again, is a very special Bratz Boy to me because this is the time when MGA was starting to have some legal issues with another company, and therefore it was not just lack of interest, but also I'm pretty sure the funding was not adequate. So therefore things started to change for the company and for the dolls, the product as a whole. Anyway, and even though there was a little bit more interest in the Bratz girls, the Bratz boys didn't really get that much attention. Um, However, uh, these are still very interesting Bratz boys. They are very cool looking, and it was at a time when the fashion or trend was kind of changing. So you started to see some slight changes on what they were wearing, their little hairstyles. For the Bratz girls, I really don't know how that worked or how that was going. But as for the boys, these in particular looked a lot more different than the Bratz boys I purchased back in 2005. A lot more different. The hairstyles were different, the clothing was different, and of course, a few other changes, like I said, financial instability in the company and some legal battles caused these Bratz boys probably to be amongst the very few who really were not that interesting. I have to admit that when I actually saw these at the store, because I was actually very fortunate of having seen these at the store on sale at a retail price, I was not really that interested in them because I sort of fell in love with the price range of my other Bratz boys, the ones I purchased back in 2005. And of course, those Bratz boys had a lot more in the box. They had in regards to accessories, they had a lot more. In regards to style, it was a lot better. In regards to the box and the art, it was beyond, of course, these. And the price range was not that bad. I believe it went from $13.99 to $14.99, with $24 or $25.99 going for something a little bit more or better, a little bit more expensive for the Bratz boys, which might have come out a little after that, because I do have a couple of those Bratz boys with the price tag still on their boxes. So these, of course, were at around the price range of $10.99 or $11.99, but I'm thinking it's more like $10.99, which I thought was not really the appropriate price for these because I was used to a lot more for a lot less. Therefore, I was not really interested on these at during that time. Little did I know I was going to have to spend top dollar to get them now as a collector's item. 5 to 6 times more than what they were worth back then at retail price. But without further ado, this is the Bratz boy I've got for today, and he actually arrived today. I got him in the mail, and he was delivered just like all the other Bratz boys, perfectly wrapped in a box with bubble wrap. In a smaller box. I mean, actually, there were two boxes with this Bratz boy, and there was a lot of bubble wrap, and there were fragile item stickers on the box outside. So I cannot stress how thankful I am for the sellers in this auction website, because it's an auction website, the one I'm frequenting now. That it's a website everybody knows, has been around forever. And I was just a little apprehensive about the website before because I really had no experience using it. And there were, of course, a lot of rumors. There was a lot of negative information regarding the purchases there. So I tried to stay away as much as I could. But unfortunately, I had to cave because some of the Bratz Boys that I wanted were not available in the current seller's website that I frequented before. So I had to branch out and I had to find a way to get my hands on other Bratz Boys that were not available there, maybe somewhere else. And of course, I had an account in this auction website from years ago that I just logged in. I signed up one day and I let it go for some reason and I didn't care. So I logged in again and I had to get confirmed, and then I was fine, and then I was able to purchase, of course, and I was able to add my information and set up my profile. But so far, I've received a few Bratz Boys from this auction website, and I have to say that I am very happy. Like I said, the way these collectors or enthusiasts deal with their Bratz Boys is amazing. Even though this is one of the few that's got more wear and tear on the box, it's still almost minimal for what I've seen and what I've experienced with some others. This is just amazing for the price that I got this one. How the box is kept, it's not too bad. The damages are very minimal, if almost nothing. I am just extremely impressed. So I just really love the way that these sellers are taking care of their Bratz Boys, these collectors or enthusiasts, whatever you want to call them. Either way, so this is the 2010 10th anniversary Cameron, and he was one of two that came out on retail for the year 2010 alongside Dylan, which I made a video about him the day before, which is yesterday. So when I walked into the store and I saw these for the first time, it was just Dylan and it was Cameron. And of course they each are wearing a different little outfit. The box is identical, except with the design, of course, and the picture of the Bratz Boy. The colors, I believe, differ a little bit as well. But as far as shape and everything else, it's the same. It's identical. For these, you only get what you see in the box. You get the Bratz Boy. And like I was saying before, I really am not sure of this, but it's all speculation, I guess. But I'm thinking that maybe it was the financial issues the company was having. Also with their legal battles for a few years that they had to deal with. But so these had nothing there. So for $11 or $10.99, I just thought it was too much because there's just a doll, and the doll's wearing some clothing, and then that's it. And you get the doll and you get the box, and that's all you get, and you don't get anything else. So I'd never purchased it. I really wasn't interested in them. I guess I was even not as interested in his trend, his new fashion style. I was not really into his haircut. I was definitely not really into the clothing he was wearing. Like I might have been just too stuck in the style or the trend of the Bratz Boys that I purchased years ago, which is, I guess, understandable at that time. Now I'm much more of a fan of just the Bratz Boys themselves, so I'm trying to get my hands on as many as I can, because they all look amazing. But so this is what you get for the 2010 10th anniversary collection. Is Dylan, and he is just, has his little shirt, his little jeans, his little sneakers, which of course look awesome because they're silver, and that's all. You don't get anything else. Of course, the box, even though it doesn't have anything other than the doll, and it's pretty small, it still has some pretty cool art. Like I said before in my video of Dylan, I love the Bratz Boy on the back and the little introduction story or an introduction that they give you from the Bratz Boy. It looks really cute. It looks a little wacky because it's like the first time you see this kind of art for the Bratz Boys. It's always been something more, like formal, more better. It's like a different take on them, the other ones. This one is like totally weird. But I love it. I love the weird of this one. This one is just really cool. This collection or series is just, I mean, it has grown on me. So especially now that I'm really, really into what he's wearing, because I'm really into skinny jeans and just, you know, that totally, like, my timeline has switched over completely. So I love everything about these guys. It's actually pretty sad that it's only the two of them, and I do remember it was only the two of them. I remember seeing only Cameron, and of course Dylan, and that was it. There were no other Bratz Boys for this line, for this collection, which it's actually kind of sad, because I would have loved to have seen all five of them. I mean, I would have loved to have seen all five of them in every series or every line or every collection, but I guess sometimes that's not the way it works. So let me give you a closer look here. And so this is Dylan from the 2010 10th anniversary. What is this? 10th anniversary collection. And he looks fantastic. I do have to admit that there are some cosmetic issues with these in particular that I've seen on most of the photos of others being sold or auctioned online. And maybe you have noticed. For some reason, maybe the lighting's not good enough here, but I was able to see this in the sunlight, and the face and the head, the skin color is different from the neck. So the neck down, you get like a lighter shade of skin color, almost like he suffered a sunburn. His face, his entire face and head, and then the rest of his body is a little bit lighter, a little bit paler. I've seen photos of other Camerons of the 2010 10th anniversary collection, and they look the same. So there's nothing in particular just to this doll. I sort of thought, well, oh my god, this looks really creepy. Maybe somebody just, you know, popped open the box and switched heads. But I mean, you think about anything now. However, I did see that most of them look like that. So I'm not really as nervous anymore. Either way, that's one of the problems that I see with him. And I'm thinking, like I said, that is sort of like a factory damage, some kind of factory issue that he might have. But other than that, there is another problem that I found out, and that was by reading the comments on one of the sellers' websites about this Cameron in particular, because this Cameron was being sold at another website. Very popular, super old, everybody knows this site. And there were customers who purchased this years ago. Well, not years ago, but a few years ago. And they were getting a Cameron, and I'm going to tilt now, Cameron, so you can take a look, because I always do that anyway. And if you can notice, thank God for the lighting that I've got here now, people were noticing a circular, like, kind of shaved portion of the head where the hair looks like a different, like it looks shorter. Right now I'm looking at it and it looks either darker, but when I look at it myself, it looks lighter. And what I'm seeing is it's actually shorter than the rest of the hair. And if you can see it, it's like right here, like right there. And you can see the circle, and every one of those customers were stating, well, you know, I got this Bratz boy, and he looks like he's got like a shaved circle on top of his scalp, like in a circular kind of shaved portion on his head, and it looks like the hair might be shorter there, and that's why it looks like that. I had read that before I actually purchased this, and this was like last year. So I kind of knew what to expect. And see, you can see the circle now even more. It's even more visible, like right here, like right there, right there. That's the circle that shows up when there's too much bright light. You don't see that in Dylan, of course, especially because his hair is black, but you definitely see this in Cameron. Now I don't know what the issue might have been. I know, and I'm almost certain that Cameron or my Cameron was not tampered with, because it looks like a lot of these have this issue, and who knows, maybe it was all of them. However, I'm thinking it's factory damage or something, because it does look like it's there. It looks like it's there, and it looks like it's just every one of them. I mean, every photo I've seen, you can see it, even the blurriest of the photos. So, and it's in other websites too. So that's one of the problems that this 2010 10th anniversary collection Cameron comes with. Like I said, this one has two in particular. It's got that cylinder shaped portion of his hair, buzz cut, and then he's got like his head is like a darker shade color, skin color, than his neck down. So he's got like a lighter skin, neck down, and then his head and his entire face and everything on his head is like a darker shade skin. And I kind of noticed that as soon as he arrived. I'm like, okay, he looks a little bit weird. He looks to be a little bit sunburned, and then I thought maybe it's just mine, but I wanted to go online and to check the others out just for myself to see if there was something else to it. And it looks like there is something to these. I mean, it's not just this one. There are others that have that same problem with the skin tone being sunburned on the head and face, and neck down that is lighter. But other than that, and I'm happy to announce that even though there's a lot of wear and tear on the box, it's of course not far from perfect. It's definitely way better than mine, that's for sure. Like I've said this before. I'll say it again. I was not a good carer for my Bratz Boyz, and the boxes are in horrid condition. So I really can't whine and complain about somebody else's way to care about their Bratz Boyz, because, well, they're way better than I am. My boxes, I am put to shame when you look at these boxes and then you look at mine. Oh God, and I didn't even have the, I didn't even have the urge to dust them. So my boxes are also very dusty. My Bratz Boyz look like they've been, in an attic forever. There's some slight wear and tear and damage to the boxes that I have from my Bratz Boyz. So yeah, this looks far better than what I have. But either way, so he is spectacular. I actually really love him now. I didn't before. I wasn't a fan of him before. I was not a fan of the 2010 10th anniversary collection Cameron, and I am a diehard fan of him now. He is like the beginning, like I said, of a new trend that was going around globally, of people wearing like different kinds of clothing. At that time, the guys were wearing their little skinny jeans and their little shirts, and so it's a great time period, Bratz Boy for me at least. He was starting to be like the Bratz Boy of the mid 2000s, as opposed to the early 2000s like the ones I had, and it showed 100%, and that's why I'm really happy and really into him. And of course, for the first time, both Cameron and Dylan had their little buzz cut. They had a little buzz cut that looked really cute, really adorable, really hot. He looks amazing with it. Dylan looks amazing with it as well. They look fantastic. It looks like they were kind of both sharing trends and fashion styles, which is what is to die for. At least on my part. I just really love everything about him now. I'm totally in love with him. And not to mention, like I said before, those little silver sneakers right there, those are just amazing. Like I probably have not said this on any of my videos, but I have a really huge obsession or fetish for high top sneakers that look exactly like that. And actually, I've been purchasing lots of high top sneakers from, I believe, Supra, and then DC, and of course like Reebok or whatever. But I love more like Supra and or Supra. I really don't know how to pronounce that. In DC. So I really, really dig those silver sneakers, those high tops that he's wearing. They look amazing. I love the way they look. But yes, he is wearing a spectacular piece in this collection, this series, this line. I can't get over him, and I am so excited that he arrived today, and I just can't get over him. He looks amazing, and just take a look at those high tops. They look spectacular. Just my kind of sneakers. These are just perfect. Um, so either way, this was the 2010 10th anniversary collection Cameron, and like I said before, he was he was along with Dylan for the year 2010. He didn't come with anything. He was just a standalone Bratz boy in a box with a little bit of art. As you can see, there is Cameron and that little wacky kind of drawing, kind of cartoonish drawing that I love so much, and I really didn't like back then. And of course, you know, the letters over here with of the Bratz Boyz. So pretty much that's all you get. You get a Bratz boy doll inside a box with nothing in there, just the doll and then whatever the doll's wearing. There, of course, it's a really different now trendy kind of doll with different clothing that looks more up to date to what everyone was wearing at that time. And pretty much that's it. This is the 2010 10th anniversary collection Cameron. And I want to thank you for watching again my video. And I will be uploading another video pretty soon of another one of my Bratz Boyz. And we'll see you then. Thank you very much.